Hi everybody, welcome to Module 4. We are already in adolescence and early adulthood as we move through our lifespan development. And as we know, the first thing we need to do, of course, is to watch the introduction video, and that will walk you through what our week entails. This week we have quite a few resources. We're going to be focusing on adolescence as well as early adulthood. So there's two main readings for the week. So there's adolescence and there's additional supplementary resources for the adolescent section, including this additional resources, which has a resource as well as a podcast and I believe some videos available to you. And then there is the video lecture transcript, all for adolescents. Early adulthood only has a reading. There is not additional resources for early adulthood, so do make sure that you get all of your info needed for early adulthood in this reading. I'm not going to break down the readings for you this week because I'm sure by now you know how to navigate our readings and resources, so I encourage you to use all the resources available to you as you get ready for the assignments this week. This week we have quite a lot to do. The typical RGO is going to be the first thing that's due Tuesday of this week. And as I've been promising, this week our reading graphic organizer is a little bit different. We're going to be doing the 5-4-3-2-1 model. And as you're probably used to in my class by now, I like to have assignments where you can make personal meaning of the material. So you can see here it's pretty blank, and it's that way for a reason. Through the readings, this includes adolescence as well as early adulthood, I would like you to start with our 5, which is identify, and you're going to identify 5 interesting facts that you learned about the module. You can do both modules, maybe 3 facts from adolescence, 2 from early adulthood, or vice versa. Do make sure you have both because they are both part of this module. And it's whatever the most interesting, the most amazing things that you learned in those modules, you want to put those 5 facts. And it can be a couple of sentences, it can be a paragraph, whatever you feel is important to include about those 5 facts. So those should be the 5 main things that you really gained during the readings. And then we'll go down to number 4, which is identify 4 main ideas and 3 supporting details for each main idea. So we have our 5 facts. You are then can look at maybe 3 of those facts and really break them down if you'd like. If you'd like to go outside of those 5 facts, I suppose you could, but there's probably quite a bit that you could explore with each of the 5 facts, so you're just kind of breaking it down as you go into number 4, which is you'll have the main idea here, which might just be the fact or the fact within that main fact, if you will, a supporting detail in that area. So just it needs to be 5 main ideas as well as 3 supporting details that kind of help you understand that main idea. And it, again, can be under the umbrella of one of the 5 facts that you learned, or a few of those 5 facts. Then you'll come down to number 2, which is connections between the reading material for Module 4 and your real life experiences. And I always like to have that connection because it's very important when we make a connection to what we've learned in our readings to a personal experience or some sort of personal meaning, we then really retain that information. So I really feel that's an important part of our learning method in this class, especially because we're all humans and we're all going through various times in our life. So some of us might be still in early adulthood, while others of us have passed early adulthood and maybe are farther along the scale, but we can all relate in some way. So again, you want to make a connection. So whatever it is, it does not necessarily have to tie back to what you've already written about. It can be something else from the readings or the supplementary materials. Or again, going a little bit deeper with those main ideas where you're putting that main connection here in what you've learned in the reading and how that connects to some kind of real life experience. So maybe it was just some example in the reading that really struck you, or maybe you experienced yourself where it struck a chord or helped you fully understand what it was you were going through. We all know that adolescence and early adulthood is a trying time. It's a time where we're growing in all aspects of our life, and it typically is, we definitely come through those experiences with lots of experience, if you will. So you just need to do two personal connections here, real life experiences that you've had that relate back to the reading, and then a question that you still have. Now, this is not a place where you will say, I don't have any questions. I would like you to please at least put one more thing that you want to learn more about or you're still unsure about. Just something that there's so much in this part of our development, part of our life, part of the lifespan. So something that you still have, maybe that will encourage you to then look further, dig deeper, or something here. Just do not leave it blank and do not say you have no questions. And that, my friends, is all for our RGO this week. So you don't have to do those additional questions this week. It's just a completely different style. So I hope that you enjoy the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, and that you do enjoy the adolescence and early adulthood material that we have available to you. Okay, so that is due on Tuesday. And as we jump back, we're going to take a look at our multimedia discussion. And this week, you are to choose 3 of the 5 questions to discuss. So you can break it down, question 1, question 2, question 3, or just write it in one big long paragraph form, however you feel most comfortable. And so choose any of these 3, and they do direct back to the material this week to respond to. So the first one, in what ways do changes in brain development and cognition make adolescents particularly susceptible to peer influence? Again, you can definitely want to include some sort of information that you gained from the readings this week. You could also include personal experiences, and if you want to even go farther, you certainly could go out into the world of research and tie something back, maybe with an additional article or video, as we always like to do. That is not a requirement, but it's always nice to give our readers something else to chew on as we explore it. Number 2, examine how cultural ideals and timing of puberty can affect an adolescent's body image. So we are going through a very different time than we were a few decades ago. So many of you are growing up in this time of social media and technology. And that is very, very different and is giving people very different experiences, if you will, than say what maybe another person from a few generations back has gone. So really, especially our reading does a very nice job explaining these cultural ideals and timing, but you're definitely welcome to include a personal anecdote there, but definitely tie it back to the readings as well. Number 3, question Erikson's assertion about the focus on intimacy in early adulthood. This is a really fun topic that a lot of people enjoy. Or number 4, apply Sternberg's theory of love to specific examples of relationships from a song or a media. So this is kind of fun. If you are interested in digging deeper on Sternberg's theory of love, you could then look into a particular song or video or movie or something, some sort of form of media, and try to find those specific examples. That can be a very, very fun one. Number 5, discuss social problems facing youth, such as suicide, juvenile delinquency, and victimization. What kinds of recommendations would you make to help reduce these problems? So there's 3 really meaty, great questions here for you to dig deep. I hope you will choose 3 that you enjoy. And of course, if you have any questions, you're certainly welcome to email me. Please make sure that you have your initial response posted by Thursday night. And please do be sure to respond to at least 2 classmates no later than Sunday. You definitely want to get those participation points, so don't forget to do that. Okay, our module-related assignment, just real quick. Our module-related assignment is directly connected to this 4C communication. This 4C communication I'm going to try to hide from you guys because this is not anything you need to worry about. This is for a rubric for me to use that kind of shows how you have really applied the ideals of communication through our 4C program here at MCC. But there is no grade for this, and it's nothing you need to do. It's just directly correlated. So please don't worry about that. Our assignment this week is to create an informative presentation for parents that is titled Understanding Your Teen or Early Adult in 2019. You can use PowerPoint, Prezi, Google Slide, whatever kind of presentation that you choose is completely fine. It should be a minimum of 10 slides that include a title slide and a reference slide. So using the information that you have gained in Module 4, as well as I want you to do an outside search for 2 additional sources that you could use. Please do not use Wikipedia, as that is not always a valid, reliable source. You do want to use sources that come from some sort of research background. Usually a .org is a better bet instead of a .com. Typically a .org is more research-based, but please refrain from using Wikipedia, as you're not always getting proper information, because anybody can add to that. So discuss in your presentation the physical, cognitive, and social emotional development stages for your adolescent or for early adults, including the reason for taking risks. So we know and we've learned that risk-taking behavior is really prominent in teens and early adults, and it has so much to do with where they are developmentally. And how that impacts their social emotional development. So your big focus here is that risk-taking behavior and its impact on social emotional development. And so after you've kind of explained that for parents to understand, then you're going to choose a topic related to adolescence or early adulthood that they can understand. So the first part of your slide should be pretty much an informative. This is what's happening physically, cognitively, and social emotionally. This is why they're choosing to take risks. This is the impact on social emotional development. Then you're going to focus on some kind of topic that digs a little bit deeper. These are some possible ideas here. That's not limited to this list. If you have another topic that really would stand out to you, you are welcome to use that. Oh, that was a very loud bird flying by. Once you've chosen a topic, you're just going to dig deeper and somehow find a way to correlate the topic, such as let's talk about bullying and cyberbullying. It's a really big one right now. So teens who are participating in bullying, maybe with the social emotional reasons why they're doing that, or what the impact is on those who are being bullied. And we know cyberbullying is just as impactful as regular bullying. So it's just a way for you to really dig deeper, for parents to really understand warning signs to look for, ways to encourage their teen to not be a part of those behaviors, whatever you think is most important. This is where you're likely going to find some great information in those 2 outside sources that she'll be looking for that are not Wikipedia. Okay, so once you have completed your slides talking about your particular topic, you are going to finish up with a reference slide, and that is it. You will submit that to Canvas. So down here at the bottom is an explanation of that 4C communication rubric. That is what I said not to worry about. I did include it here just so you have an understanding. If you want to check it out in further detail, you can feel free to do so. But again, this is not going to give you any kind of additional grade. It's just it's an opportunity for me to kind of see where you are in communication. So the purpose of your presentation is to inform and convey a message. Please be sure to use appropriate language that demonstrates your understanding and expertise of the content that you are presenting. And to be clear, you are required to use 2 additional resources outside of the material already provided within the course. So if you do decide to use all of the material that was given for additional resources plus the reading, that might end up being more than 3 total sources, but do make sure that you cite anything from our course that you use as well as 2 outside resources. Okay, everyone, I've run out of time, so I will post one more video to wrap it up.